Hi guys, Professor Vipin here, and in today's video we're going to discuss infrastructure leasing and financial services. Now this is a company that was established in 1987 by Ravi Parthasarathy. Now this company has come into news recently simply because of the complex network this company has established, which I found extremely interesting by the way, and has defaulted in loans which is in several thousand crores. Now let's get into some of the basics of this company before I tell you what is the type of loan that actually defaulted. So, the company has about 140 special purpose vehicles. The major shareholders of this company are LIC, Housing Development Finance Corporation of India, Central Bank of India, and the State Bank of India. Now, in this, you have three government companies: LIC, Central Bank, and of course, State Bank of India. And the other private entity that you have here is HDFC, which is the parent company of HDFC Bank. HDFC, way back in the 1970s, was the first private organization to provide housing loan financing, and that was their expertise. Now, what is interesting is the first point I mentioned, wherein they have about 140 or more special purpose vehicles. Now, special purpose vehicle is another company, a bigger company creates for a certain project. Now, you may have seen this, especially with the real estate sector. For every building they've set up, there is always another name they give for this building. Now, we are under the impression that this building is named so because of branding reason. For example, let's say that a company which is into construction has set up apartment complex, and they have named that apartment complex as Rose. Okay. Now the building is named as Rose, but in the document wise, this building is registered as Rose. The reason is the big real estate company doesn't want to get into any liability issues in case this project fails. So what they do is they get a bunch of investors, and they have these investors set up a new company, and that new company will be named as, say, Rose. So you have a big builder. So let's say, I don't want to take names here, for example, let's say XYZ Builders. They've got countless projects, and this new project is now named as XYZ Rose. So they have investors coming in, and that investors together will create a new company which is called as Rose. Now, this is done, like I said, to absolve of any liability issues. Now, infrastructure leasing and finance company has created upwards of 140 such special purpose vehicles. So any new project comes up, say road development, tunnel development, you name it, they will in fact create a special purpose vehicle to protect themselves of any liability issues. Remember, infrastructure projects are extremely risky. There's a high chance that this will not click. So to prevent the parent company taking a punch in the gut, you create a smaller company, and the smaller company takes that punch in the gut. Now, most of these subsidiaries have borrowed money through commercial papers. Commercial papers are an unsecured short-term form of financing. The tenure of these loans are usually just up to a year. Many of these, the people who invested in this, will not get their money back. The reason is, like I said, it's unsecured. So what happens is, okay, that's before we ask that question, let's understand why would anyone want to invest in something that is unsecured. The reason is you are able to get a slightly higher rate of return, and because it's short term, you can make a good amount of money within a year. If you want to invest in secured form of investments such as debentures, bonds, etc., you'll have to wait for several years, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 years you'll have to invest in order to get your principal and investment and interest rate back. So nobody wants to wait that long, so they chose to invest in commercial papers. Let me point this out because you would have seen many of these real estate projects. Before the project is in fact complete in terms of construction, they'll invite the public to say that, why don't you buy this apartment complex right now? You will save 20%, you will save 30%. And I've seen some real estate developers where they say, before the apartment is even complete, not even 10%, not even the digging of the ground has started, they ask people, okay, the project is going to get complete in 18 months. Why don't you invest right away? There are also some real estate developers that promise returns on your investment. All are examples of commercial papers form of investing. So are they in fact illegal? No. Are they unethical? Kind of. So this is how infrastructure leasing and finance corporation, financial services company, in fact, went on to raise money from so many people. Now, from July to September 2018, two out of IL&FS Financial Services 256 subsidiaries reported difficulties in paying back loans and intercorporate deposits to other banks and lenders, resulting in the RBI requesting its major shareholders to rescue it. In the same month, Business Standard reported that the founder Ravi Parthasarathy would be leaving the firm for medical reasons after heading the firm for 30 years. All these become a challenge or have become a big question mark here because the company was being looked after well. As soon as a crisis comes, the founder of the company starts to exit, meaning that he is absolving himself of any liability issues. What is the seriousness of this is because you have 250 plus companies that is under this one big company. And if all these companies are going to take a hit, it means that other companies which are associated with this, like I said, when a special purpose vehicle is created, you have many people putting their hands together. So all these guys are going to take a big punch in the gut because this company, in fact, is starting to default on debts. So one SPV starts to take a hit, it means that the other special purpose vehicles is also having a chance that it's going to take a hit. This is what makes this crisis so important. So when you see that so many people are going to take a hit, there is a potential that about 90,000 crores in debt is going to get, in fact, in the default rating category. And this is, in fact, the summary of the infrastructure leasing and financial services crisis. Anyway, folks, I hope you like this video. Do like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching Professor Vipin. See you guys. Have a nice day.